Welcome to the Write Your Own Story podcast. I'm your host, Betsy Leonidas, and the founder of the Write Your Own Story company. Girl, I can tell you right now, you are definitely enough. Here we value service, sisterhood, connection, laughter, and that super genuine, keep it real, tell you like it is honesty. My hope is at the end of each episode, you realize you can do whatever it is you dream about and that you are not alone with what you struggle with. I'm hoping that you are snapping and clapping and hell yes in your way through each one of these episodes. So if this tracks with you, let's get started. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the latest episode of the Write Your Own Story podcast. You hear my voice like I can barely breathe because I'm so excited because my bestie for the restie, Lara Roller, is back.
I'm really excited to be here. I've been looking forward to it for literally weeks.
I would also like to welcome your bangs to the show.
Thank you. I know it's really important that you get immediately over to YouTube to see these.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Chrissy.
Yeah. Thank you, Chrissy. Because they're an energy and you look really, really beautiful in your bangs.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. So we were brainstorming all the fun things to talk about. First of all, we have 99 topics. So if this feed is really just, I'm going to put a little plaque right back here. Also, we are in the giggliest mood.
Really giggly.
Really giggly. But today's episode is titled Holidazzle.
Yes, Holidazzle. Just really inspired by when the holidays and the dazzle just crash and just that kind of sentiment and energy for this time of year.
The actual explosion that this time of year actually is. But what we promise to talk about in all for realness is that what we want to do, and one of the things that we're finding in our friendship and our friendships with others is that for the first time, people are starting to say out loud. I mean, I know there's funny memes about it, but to say out loud what this season really feels like. And that is full of yes ands, which who knew? This is breaking news to you and I in the past couple of years that the world is not black and white and is actually quite gray, that you can feel two things at once and all these who knows.
It's very uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable. We drink so much tea.
A hot tub of mint tea just right here.
Mine's a medicine ball. I'm healing. So, what we really want to do in this episode is say out loud all the things that we're feeling for this time of year, because we all know what it's like to be a mom in the race from Thanksgiving to Christmas, both to normalize the yes ands and the gray of the world, but also really for the productivity of teaching women and encouraging women to hold that mirror up to the magic that truly we all are and reconnecting with that magic. And in a huge asterisk caveat, not in service of creating magic for others, because we will do that inherently, but to feel that feeling of magic within yourself.
Yes, because 100 million trillion %, 8 figures every 10 minutes %. Like,
yes.
We deserve to enjoy these holidays. I was reflecting coming over here, just how maybe even like growing up, we didn't really get holidays that we deserved. And I know myself, how much I want to give that to my kids. I feel like I'm saying that to them too, like now, even like, I want you to have everything I didn't have because you deserve it. You deserve this. But also kind of finding like where I'm not like sacrificing myself, my mental health.
100%. And it's like, we all know this, but we have, presents to wrap and purchase. We have holiday performances, not only to attend, but to get the outfits together for. We have school gifts to buy or Venmos to send. We have, random people's birthdays in the middle of it. We have all the magic of Christmas. Like, what are all the fun things to do around town? And we have to do them all because everyone's doing them. And I want to have those memories too. And it's just a lot.
It's a lot. And this is my son's first year at Walnut. And so there's exams.
Oh gosh.
And like last night we mapped out his study schedule for the next 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. We don't even have any evenings.
Right. Right. Because sports is also still ramping up. He's a wrestler now. And that is a 7-hour a day commitment.
It is an unreal commitment. Yeah. So I'm out Christmas shopping and asking the kind gentleman at Dick's, what do I need for wrestling?
Yeah. What are you wrestling?
Yeah. What are you wrestling? I don't know. Still, it's unclear. I'm starting to understand, but it's still unclear. So yeah, it's just like sports, school, family, you know, it's just a lot.
It's a lot. I completely forgot to take Alex to basketball practice on Monday because I was still in vacation mode. We were just hanging out after school. I was like, we've got nothing. Yeah, basketball practice. I literally forgot. And then the next morning I was driving Adeline to middle school because I'm that accommodating where Hayden wants to take the bus with his friends and Adeline wants to be driven. And
I'm right there with you.
And so working on boundaries. So I'm driving her to school and on my Apple CarPlay, it pops up Maker's Maniacs, which is like a STEM thing that the boys do before school this time of year. Oh, add that to the list. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. So I have to have them there at 8:00 and she was like, oh, Maker's Maniacs. And I literally was expletive. I was like, fuck. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. So I had to call the boys on their iPads and be like, you got to get dressed. You got to go make your breakfast. If you want to pack lunch, get started. I'll pop you in the car as soon as I get home from dropping Adeline. Yeah. We made it. Wasn't pretty, but we made it.
We made it.
But that is what this time of year feels
like.
It
is. It feels like every day is a 100% surprise, Groundhog's Day.
Yes.
Even like I try hard on like Sunday at dinner I get my phone out, my calendar out, and I talk through the week with the boys. And, you know, that way. But it was funny, like just this past week, I jumped right ahead to Friday because I was thinking is like, oh, this weekend is really crazy. Yeah. But then William was like, don't I have a wrestling meet on Tuesday and on Thursday? And I was like, oh yeah. And Matthew was like, don't I have this? I was like, okay, right. We're going back to Monday.
Let's do over.
Yes. And yeah, it's just a lot. Yeah. No, you're perfect.
Okay. It's so much. So I feel like some of the other things that I feel like people aren't saying out loud, and we're just going to be brave enough to say them. We should have spiked our tea. Yeah. R.I.P.
Coming soon, 2025.
Lara's on a break and she misses it.
I do.
And I respect your break. And I was going to do it with you. And then I bailed.
You know, Skylar's been doing it with me. Oh. And I've appreciated it.
Yeah.
But I will say, sorry, quick tangent.
Oh, I love
because I haven't even told you this yet. But that initial week, I was like, oh my God, weight is literally falling off. This is amazing. It's regular weight. I must have that was the trauma. So it's, which is fine. It's fine.
So like when you do take a break from drinking, this is what we were talking about. God, thanks everyone for coming on this tangent with us. But this is what it's like hanging out with best friends is that we were like, oh my God, you're going to get really skinny and your nervous system is just going to settle right down and none of it. Huh?
That's not been my experience at all.
No. And as I mentioned in our text thread, Tom Holland said on the Tonight Show, so that is gospel, that he didn't feel better for months and months. And the only reason he was actually trying to get sober, where I know you're just taking a break, but he said that because it was so hard for him to stop drinking, that he was like, that's what scared him and made him continue to practice that. But then he didn't really feel like the sleep benefits, the nervous system benefits, the health benefits until it was something like 6 months later. I don't know. I'd have to get right back into my reels to fact check that 6 month part. But I don't know.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. So, I mean, who knows?
Who knows? But that's so here's another great one where everyone's like, let's talk about all the yes ands. Like, yes, you want to drink a lot more during the holiday season, but you're probably going to beat yourself up for feeling that way. But also, like, can you just give yourself some grace?
Yeah.
Like, yes, check yourself for sure because you want to be healthy, but like, whether you feel like you're freaking out and want to drink less or you're freaking out and want to drink more, it's okay to freak out. This is a very tumultuous time of year. It's very high stress, high impact kind of year. Don't you think?
Absolutely. Like your body is under constant, I don't want to say attack, but like constant change, constant new things happening. You're like, oh shoot, I have to get to makers and magic.
Makers Maniacs.
Yes. And like, oh crap, like basketball. I'm like, oh crap, it's soccer. You know what? We're just not going. Like, you know,
it does feel like a bear is chasing me a little bit during this holiday season.
There's so much going on. And so giving yourself permission to not beat yourself up about it, I think is really important. Like,
I love that.
I'm just going to keep trying.
Right. That's all you can do is keep trying. I also, thank you, Instagram, heard this other amazing thing that was like, You don't gain weight between Thanksgiving and Christmas. You gain weight between Christmas and Thanksgiving. So it's basically like, right? Let that sink in, ladies. But it was so, I was like, you're so wise. Because it's true. Sure, we might put on a few extra pounds because it's like cookies and extra parties and extra alcohol. But like where your body really changes is not in the 3 weeks or 4 weeks. It's the habits and, you know, things that you do for the other months of the year. And I was like, and doesn't that just like take the air out of the balloon a little bit?
It does. It's like, you don't have to feel bad for, being at the party and like, gosh, these cookies are amazing. I'm going to have a second one because I don't get cookies like this the rest of the year.
Exactly. No one makes whatever kind of magical Christmas cookie. They're here right now. I'm going to eat it. It's like life is meant to be enjoyed.
It is. Yeah. Tomorrow's not promised.
No, it sure isn't.
No,
it sure isn't. So that's one of the things. I think we all beat each other up or beat ourselves up, about our weight, about our drinking habits, about our eating habits. Like, and if we think about really reconnecting to the magic and holding up the mirror to the magic, like, you are so beautiful. You are like, your outfits are always adorable, even if they're stretchy. Like, just embrace all the greatness that you are and eat the second cookie.
Yes.
For the love of, or third. No one's judging.
Or fourth.
Or 10th.
Yeah.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
They're the ones with powdered sugar on top. Forget about it. They're so good.
I had a friend bring back peanut butter chocolate fudge from Frankenmuth. I should have brought it. Michigan. I mean, it's nearly gone.
Yeah.
I ate the whole
You're like,
thing.
I should have brought it, but I ate it.
It was pretty much, it's actually in my belly.
Fully respect that.
So good.
Yeah.
It was so good. So I think that, giving yourself grace around those things, that these 3 weeks of seeing your friends and, you know, just letting yourself experience joy isn't going to break anything. And even if you put on a few pounds, just go buy the bigger jeans.
Yes, that is like,
I feel like we've talked about the jeans. Just go buy the bigger jeans.
Go buy the bigger jeans and let them be your December jeans.
Yes.
Or let them be your forever jeans. Who cares? You're literally,
yes.
Your worth and your beauty are not measured by the amount of cookies and wine that you drank during the holiday season. No. Absolutely not. And also, like, our kids are watching.
Yes.
And do they, you know, then we're with our kids extra this time of year. We don't want them seeing us being like, I can't eat this cookie. I'm going to put on a few pounds. Like, it's not okay. I feel like one of the other things during the holiday season that is really stressful is like the constant influx of Christmas present ideas or gift, whatever holiday you celebrate, gift ideas.
Yes.
Like
leave me alone, Instagram. You've already got all my money.
And my beautiful children, stop sending me ideas. Santa has to stop the workshop at a certain point in order to be able to make the toys and whatever skincare you want.
I know. And, brought to you by Sephora.
Right. Sephora and Santa's partnership has to shut down to complete production and get shipping.
Betsy, that's a really good, that's something that you could give yourself, like, say, like, okay, on December 15th, pencils down, because I want to be able to enjoy, and, you know, nobody's going to know if then you saw something else that you're like, oh, this would have been so nice to get Mrs., you know, so-and-so at school. It's fine. Get it next year.
Next year. And if this is one of those years where you just need to send the Venmo for the group gift, you're literally giving them a present. Like, your name is on the card. It's like, just because you didn't feel the need to go extra doesn't mean that you don't appreciate the parent, etc. Like, and honestly, if the kid wants to bring in something, like, could we ask our kids to be like, why don't you make them something?
Yes. Make them something, or, you know, pop down to CVS and get something for them. Like, have them start to practice those. And that's actually, William and I are going to do that on Sunday, because he had started, which I thought was really cute, a gift list on his notes app on his phone, which I was like, oh my gosh. And he was like, I don't feel like I'm very good at gifts. Which I was like, oh, that's
first of all,
me.
Like, and first of all, the fact that you started a notes app, like,
he's 13.
You are good at gifts.
That's really thoughtful. So, so we're going to go do some shopping and do that. And
yes.
One of the other things, again, tangent here, like,
here we go. Giddy up.
This was something that a few years ago, I didn't have it in me to do gifts for teachers. Yeah. So I just made a donation.
I've done that too. Yes.
And then I just wrote that on the card. I was like, you know.
In your name too. I've done the zoo. I've done Boys and Girls Club.
Yep. yeah, like women helping women.
Yep.
Ooh, moms start. What's the gun safety one? That one. Yeah. That one.
I love that idea. And like, I am not a teacher. You're welcome, everyone. No one wants me to. But like, they probably have 99.9 million coffee mugs. And I don't know, it's the thought that counts for sure. But like, either like an Amazon gift card or a donation in their name, or the Venmo, and then a really lovely card that you and your kid can write together to send in. There are just so many options. And I have done the years because I am like, I owned a gift shop for a while where I'm like, I sent them in things. With 99 things, and my kids, it was like impossible for them to get on the bus, and like bags were ripping. And so like, it was a little bit stressful for the kids to execute, even though they like love the concept. So however you want to do it, just do you.
Yeah. Yep.
It's the thought that counts, literally. Okay. Here's another thing to say out loud. I think that God, I've got a lot. Okay. I'm going to pick one. Wrapping gifts makes me really sad. Because I don't and I think it's to the bigger issue of like, if you're in a divorced family, or if you have lost a spouse, all those traditions are now different. In a divorced family, you don't have those traditions anymore because you have to split your time with the kids. And that is like, you can make new traditions. It's not totally bleak, but there will always be grief. And if you've lost your spouse, you don't have that person to share that with anymore. Even if you find someone new someday, it's still for you and your children in that moment of connection. It's not all there. So those moments of wrapping the gifts all alone, even with a glass of wine and a great holiday movie on,
it's still really lonely.
Yeah, it still really hurts. And it's really lonely. Do you feel that way too?
I do feel that way. I always wrapped the presents alone in my marriage. There was one year that I had help. So I don't have that memory, but every year wrapping them alone, I still think, gosh, I wish I had a partner to do this with. So that I think that kind of like sadness, and acknowledging that sadness and grief, that's a really important part of being in this season. Because if we just squash cat, smush that away, and I'm just referencing that adorable meme on Instagram of Richard Scarry's squash cat, where he's like, he squashes down the emotions.
Squash.
And that's really it's not a healthy way to be. And so letting yourself feel that sadness is so important.
It's so
whatever
important.
It might be.
Yeah. And it's like, do you ask someone to even just come over and keep you company? Like also I can sit in that sadness and be okay. And this is where the yes and. Am I sad that I'm wrapping these alone and that the traditions that we used to have are all different now? Hell yeah. Super sad. But am I happier than I've ever been? Am I so excited for my kids to open these presents? There's also, you can feel both those. Here's the new news. You can feel both those things at the same time. And so you do get to kind of choose. I like you said, don't squash the cat, because then the cat is stuck in your body. So like you have to feel those feelings. You have to find a friend to say this out loud to. You have to find your journal to write it down. You have to get it out of your body somewhere. Otherwise that truth gets stuck inside you. But then when you're ready, find the and. Find the and or the but or the whatever it may be, because those like glimmer moments that you and I always talk about, like there's so many good things. So I don't know, but I do think just saying that kind of stuff out loud is so important. Also, like, even if you haven't lost a spouse or you're not divorced, if you've lost someone in your family, like a sibling, or a parent, I mean, that it's just different. And a seat is empty at the table, and it could be 15 years ago. It doesn't matter. That missing piece doesn't necessarily go away. But do you still enjoy the time you have with your family? Do you find magical moments on that day? Of course you do. But that's not to discredit the reality of that there is still pain there.
Because two things can be true at the same time.
Breaking news.
Really happy and elated, but then also and like for me, when I feel that experience, it's like It almost feels like a roller coaster of emotions because I am just learning to feel emotions.
Yes, it's a very fast ride, isn't
very
it?
fast ride. So I'm like, you know, 1 second, I'm like so excited we're bringing home the Christmas tree. And then it's like a punch in the stomach of, oh, I can't believe I had to do all of this, or I'm having to do this by myself, or I'm having to do this with someone new.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it is a roller coaster ride. And then the next second, I'm like, oh my God, look at the twinkle lights.
I know. Honestly, I had to get a fake tree, one, because I'm really not meant to care for anything that's not a mammal in my home. And so like, I'm just not good at, and I also grew up with a fake tree. So I'm like, it's not in my habits to water a tree, but it really, I was so overwhelmed with the thought of having to carry the tree in by myself, and even worse, having to carry the tree out and then figure out how to discard it. I think Chris used to take it to like the park and do like, you put it in a pile. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
So I got a fake tree but I love it.
Yes.
And the kids still they love getting a real tree, and they still do that with their dad. But I love bringing my like really beautiful fake tree where the lights are already on it, and I don't have to worry about what works and what doesn't. And then we still have so much fun putting the ornaments up. So it's okay. But yes, and like, does it? And so like, I had to eliminate that whole notion of sadness of dragging the tree through the door and out of the door. I'm like, I don't have the capacity for that.
I remember my mom. So, my parents were divorced. I never knew my dad. But I remember my mom very much like black leather gloves. And there were years that we went and got a real Christmas tree, and she would carry that in by herself, like through the doors. We had double doors, so she'd have to open those up, and she'd carry it in. And like, she just was like this, like bigger than life, like superhero with that Christmas tree.
Oh, I have goosebumps. That a girl.
So, I mean, I for sure put on my black leather gloves when I bring that tree.
Well, it's so sappy.
It's so sappy and pokey.
Yeah.
It's like puppy teeth.
This is why, like, literally, so I grew up with all of my holidays except for one Christmas in Florida. So like, as I got older, especially like, me and my best friend in Florida, who is Jewish, would help me pull the Christmas tree out of the closet and put it up like almost the night before. Because Christmas, really, my mom would say this, like, it really stresses her out. She didn't have great Christmases growing up. She did everything in her power to make them wonderful Christmases for my brother and I, and she did a really great job. But you can also feel the weight of like the dread and like the pressure of getting presents and all that stuff. And I also think like that carries over generation to generation, you know? And so like, you don't ever want your kids to feel that. And I don't ever want her to feel that. And it's just a lot. So that also is kind of like another thing that people don't say out loud. And like, sometimes that kind of stuff where like people can't enjoy the holidays because it makes them really sad or whatever, like that's heavy to be around for sure. And like, you don't want, I don't know. You don't know how, sometimes like I find myself, like you were saying, you want to give the magic to your kids. Like I'll find myself completely overcompensating. I'm like crashing cymbals, singing Christmas carols while you're around the house. Not really, but now I want to get some cymbals.
Yeah, actually.
Right. I was like, that's what's missing.
It's pom-poms. I almost got us pom-poms when I was buying the wrestling stuff because they had beautiful silver ones. And I was like,
okay, I'll go back for those because I feel like we need those.
I'm probably gonna have to go back for something else because I'm sure I missed something.
I'm sure, right? I don't feel like they wear very many clothes wrestling. I don't know. Again, I know nothing. Maybe there's specific wrestling socks that you don't have for those wrestling shoes. I don't know. But yes, I do think that like feeling the weight of other families' energy, and that could also be an empath thing. And again, not to discredit, my mom did a really wonderful job. We had really special Christmases, but it is very apparent that it was very hard for her. And so I don't want that for anyone in my family.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of like cymbals crashing, pom-poms flying, big, like Christmas, 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 Christmas.
Well, and I think it's, this whole idea of yes, and two things being true at the same time is that in my growth and healing journey, I think it's really important for me to say like, gosh, I'm feeling really sad right now. Like it's a little lonely putting together the Christmas card by myself.
Yeah.
Or, I'm feeling a little angry that I didn't get invited to that Christmas party that I used to get invited to. And, and I think you speak that out loud so that it it takes the kind of mystery away from it.
Yeah.
And you're modeling that for your kids of like, these are emotions. These are healthy emotions.
Yep.
Feeling your emotion and understanding what it is allows it to move through your body.
Yep.
And then that way it's not a squash cat down there.
No squash cat.
And then you can get back to, the joy.
Yes.
Of the season. And I think that's really that's been really important to me and in my home to talk to the boys about feelings so that, they're not unsure about where they stand with me or, cause they're very sensitive. Like our children get it.
They sure do.
They know. And they're like, something's off here
And I think it's so great that you're doing that with your boys. Cause I've got 3, you've got 2, we've got so many boys between us. And I feel like boys traditionally are told to not feel their feelings and to squash them down. And so when you are able to model, I am feeling this, it feels so good to say this out loud. And here's how I'm going to be okay. Yes. But I know you're sensing this. So I just want to say this and ooh, let's get this out. And and to be clear, I've got this, but this is where I am right now. So if you could just give me some grace or whatever it may be, then it's amazing how well they respond to that. Don't you find
they're
that?
Like, oh my gosh, it's incredible. They're like, absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Okay. What are some of the other things that we feel like are just...
Okay. So here's one that I was thinking about. So, as far as the whole gift giving and getting just everything so perfect and everything off the list, this is the first year that I haven't gotten a Christmas list from the boys because I'm taking them to Disney, which I'm super excited for. That was a gift for everybody involved.
Literally.
Super excited. So I said, that really is that's your gift.
That's the big gift.
Of course, I couldn't resist stockings and there are a couple little things. I know. Thanks, Target. Just can't walk.
Right.
Can't walk through that
It's
store.
not safe to go in Target.
It's not safe.
Or to open the Target app and see what is available for delivery.
Yeah, you've got to be careful. But that for me is a hard thing. And I see friends in life struggle with that. They're like, gosh, I hate how much I spend on Christmas.
Yes. Yes.
And
the financial
then they
piece.
feel all of that guilt or for families who don't have that to be able to spend, that they're worried about is our Christmas going to be, is our kids going to be sad coming back to school and they didn't get the whatever that's so new or hot that year. And I think that there's a lot of shame.
Yes.
Both ways.
Yep.
Around what we spend and what we do at Christmas. And that's really kind of that's as far as I've gotten in that thought, other than kind of knowing what works for you and for your family and then sticking to it. And kind of that idea of pencils down. It's okay, if I set that I was going to get 3 gifts for each of my kids, because I've always been a fan of it being the number and not the dollar.
Same.
And then you're done.
Yeah.
You stop.
Pencils down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter, even if your friend is like, oh my God, I just got this amazing thing.
Yeah.
That's Matthew's son's age, Matthew's friend's age or whatever. It's my pencil is down.
Yeah. You're next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
I know. It's so true. Let's also talk about the little bit of stress. You've got a January birthday boy. I've got January birthday boys. And it's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. That's even Matthew. I was like, what do you want to do for your birthday? Cause that's a month away.
Yeah.
We should get at least get it on the calendar for your friends.
Yep.
And yeah, it is hard. Last year, he's not sold on this. So Matthew, if you're listening, I hear you. I know you're not sold on this. Last year we went, there were a bunch of his friends who all have December, January birthdays.
Yeah.
And we just went skiing. And we got pizza. And I said, I was and your friends can come over and sleep over after. Let's just do that again.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I still want presents. And I was like,
okay. Yeah, I know. I get it. I know. The boys haven't decided what they want to do either. The ideas are all over the place.
Yeah.
But it's you come up for air.
And then it's birthday.
Yeah, it's birthday. Also, I don't have my kids. They leave on the 28th to go with their dad.
Yeah.
And that's always a tough one. Cause at one point there's 2 things that can be true. I can't wait. I know I will be so exhausted and just want to be horizontal and under the covers and parents who don't have, someone to take their children are probably oh my God, a break sounds amazing. This is where 2 things can be true where I can't wait to.
Also the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it totally is.
not in my body about the week that I'm not going to be with them.
Yeah.
I'm just not even acknowledging that yet. So
right.
Work to be done there.
Right. No, you're doing just fine.
Yeah.
The fact that you can say that out loud, I think is the work that has been done. So I think you're doing amazing. But yeah, two things can be true. I know that I will absolutely love the reprieve and much need it, but also to be completely gutted that they are not with me.
Yeah. Yep.
Two things. And I will also ensure that I do all the things that I want to do. Lay completely horizontal for an extended period of time.
Yes.
That's number one on the list.
Yeah.
Go out with people that I want to spend time with. I don't know, read a book, anything. I can do all that.
Yes.
And I can be like, where are my babies?
And miss them.
Yeah. Yeah. Two things can be true. Okay. Is there anything like, I just feel like there's a million bazillions, but how many times have you had to swear and been like, wear the pants to put on these boys for the holiday performance?
Oh my gosh. That is actually like, that is my kryptonite. Being prepared for activities is my kryptonite. Nothing sends me into a panic attack.
Yes.
Hiding in my bed faster than where are my shin guards? Like, that's literally. I have bought so many shin guards and socks, and nothing is ever clean and where it's supposed to be.
Hey, busy moms and aspiring entrepreneurs. If you want to learn how to build a high-income business in just 20 hours a week so you can enjoy more time with your kids, all while transforming yourself from overwhelmed to confident in just 90 days, then you need to check out my masterclass. I'm Betsy, a busy mom of 4 and a business coach obsessed with helping women just like you build thriving businesses that fit your life, not the other way around. After 20 years in marketing and building my own nonprofit and e-commerce business, I know exactly what it takes to go from overwhelmed to empowered. That's why I created my self-paced digital masterclass designed to help you move forward with clarity and confidence. So whether you're starting from scratch or recalibrating an existing business, my masterclass will take you from stuck and overwhelmed to simplified, organized, confident, and clear in your next steps. If you want to learn things like how to create a successful business that aligns with your personal life and brings you happiness, if you want to learn how to acquire the confidence and strategies needed to overcome self-doubt and thrive in your entrepreneurial journey, if you want to obtain the knowledge and tools to take control of your business finances with confidence, if you want to gain essential skills and strategies to effectively promote your business with confidence and ease, and if you want to discover practical strategies and systems to manage the challenges of entrepreneurship, then you should absolutely check out the 5-section self-paced digital masterclass from the Female Founders Academy. It's just $597, plus every course comes with free worksheets to guide you through. Learn on your own time, at your own pace, in the privacy of your home. So if you want to learn how to build a high-income business in just 20 hours a week so you can enjoy more time with your kids, all while transforming yourself from overwhelmed to confident in just 90 days, then visit writeyourownstory.co/FFA-courses or click the link in the show notes below.
Okay, here's something for 2025. Okay. Maybe what we do, kind of like, okay, so I've always had this thing for, we're backing up in holidays. For Halloween, there was always pencils down October 1st.
Yeah.
What's your costume?
Oh, I love it.
And we don't change after that. Committed to it. Maybe it is something like that too, of like, the holidays are not a surprise every year. Right. So maybe on November 1st, I take that weekend.
Christmas again?
Another concert.
In December?
But maybe that's a way to kind of get ahead of that and like, just like do a quick inventory of everything, make sure that things fit just like we would with like ski clothes and things like that. Like, I'm like, okay, we've got everything we need.
Yeah.
And then
you don't wait for the first snowfall to see if you have everything you need.
Well, I mean, I've tried that in years past and it always ends with me crying.
Yes.
So maybe just doing that of like, okay, quick sound check here. We've got white button downs and we've got black pants and shoes that fit.
Yes.
And then those go into a special bag.
Yes.
And then nobody's allowed to touch it until
nobody's allowed to touch it. That's what I do for all the uniforms. Fall and spring are really busy sports seasons. Winter's pretty light, but like I have a top shelf in my mudroom that is just for uniforms.
It's all,
and they all
Patron in uniforms. It's for top shelf.
Right? No, Patron's hidden somewhere else. Top shelf of my bedroom. Just kidding. Maybe during the holiday season. Just kidding. Just
for wrapping.
Yeah, right. Just for wrapping. That might be like a high rye whiskey. But yeah, so I just like keep that super hidden, and every kid has their own section, because then I can see if shorts are missing, if a shirt is missing. Because you're right, nothing makes me cry more than wear the shin guards or do these cleats fit.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I know I gotta work on my winter inventory for skiing for these kids. Okay. Yeah. But yes, I love this notion of like, put it in your calendar.
Yeah,
the performances are not a surprise.
Let's like doing a little prep work ahead takes, lightens that load, because exactly. When you're like, oh crap, like this morning, and William's English teacher, she's having surgery again. So just sending her all the light and love. Aww. But it was unexpected. And so this morning I was like, oh my gosh, William, are you going to see her this morning? And he was like, yeah. And so I was like, real quick, ran down, and we had got the teacher gifts, but I certainly have not wrapped anything. It's only the 4th.
Yeah.
So real quick wrapped and sent it. But like all of those little things that just kind of happen and pop up really do kind of add to that stress. So if we can get all of our pants and shoes in line.
God.
So prep. Yes. And it's like, what is the yes and of that? Like, yes, we're going to have all of these performances and these things come up, and I'm going to take care of myself by getting this done ahead of time.
Yes.
So that I don't go,
go nuts. I love that. Just reminded me of something. So like, I've been studying for any ADHD girly out there, or anyone with ADHD. The problem is that you run low on dopamine. So when it's like, so when you're talking about all these things, I'm like, that sounds awful. Like, there's no return, no joy, there's zero fun happening in that idea. But after studying it and learning and really shifting my mindset to how do I want to feel, and I've learned to attach the benefit to me for doing these things. That sounds really self-centered, but just stick with me. It's like, so now I can alleviate all that scramble stress if I were to do that on said November 1st.
Yep.
And so that all of a sudden my dopamine is like, ooh, should we?
Like we should.
Yeah. And it's less of like, that is probably one of the least fun things to do, is be like, what kind of khakis am I going to buy? And what size are you? And do I have any left over from your older brother? And do I have to get out that bin to dig it? Or should I just order them from Target? Because I don't feel like doing that. Where is that bin? Why are there still size medium youth in Hayden's drawers when he is an actual size of a man?
Yeah, he's taller than me now.
Yep, he's taller than me too. It's crazy. Okay, so that was just my little tangent about like if all of these things feel really daunting, to maybe take a step back and feel how the relief that you will feel by doing things like being prepared, putting your pencil down over and over again.
And write yourself a note so that you did that, because that's the thing I adorably do. I'm like, did I prep for this? Am I ready? So like sometimes like I'll just like put it on like a Post-it, and then like in my journal, I have like my work journal is kind of hilarious because I like keep Post-its that are like permanent.
Yeah, I love this.
So that I can go back and look, because I literally like my brain, I feel like it's just like constant bombardment. And I can't remember a lot of things. 100%. So I just write it down like,
yes,
concert
I did this.
Clothes ready to go. Like,
I love that. I just write things down to cross them off, but to leave a list of like, these things are good to go. We are locked and loaded.
They're breadcrumbs. Back to the things I've done.
To the things that you've done in your life. I love that. I like sometimes, again, because I'm a low dopamine girly, will make like in my journal in the morning, I'll write 1 through 10, and I always end up doing more than 10, but of like glimmer moments. And then I do like a 1 through 5. And a lot of times I can get more than 5 of things I'm proud of myself for getting done.
That's awesome.
And then I try and write how I feel because I did it. And it can literally be like, I bought the pants and I feel like a goddamn champion because I actually am ahead of schedule on something. Yes. And I truly am so grateful to have that stress off my plate, etc. Anyway, I feel like I've gone round and round on this dopamine thing, but it's new news.
It's really important. Well, and like, as you were talking about the dopamine, I was thinking of that, that really sent the other day about
which one? There's 754.
I know, right? We've got to get back into the inventory. And I was actually, when I was watching it, I was like, this is so good. I need to remember who created this reel. But I obviously don't. I also will show you, I took pictures of like my favorite things around the house because I wasn't sure if we were going to end up like, if we needed like anything else. So like you're going to laugh out loud when you see some of the things that are my favorites. But so the reel was about that, it was the one with Drew Barrymore. And he was saying, he was like, you're given this human and it is you to take care of. So, you understanding, Betsy, that you're low dopamine girly and understanding that you need that.
Yeah.
Like you were taking care of your human.
Yes. 1,000 yeses.
And that's amazing.
And that, okay. So the concept of the reel it was this guy, I think his name is Matthew, and I don't know his last name.
Yes.
But listen,
best news.
Good luck, everybody. Finding this reel. But the concept was, Drew Harry was basically sitting on his lap like she does with everyone that she interviews. It makes me so nervous for them, but I also absolutely adore that about her. And he is sort of like this like relationship expert. And he was saying that everyone is given a human to take care of. And so immediately all of us moms think about our children, holding them in our arms, and that, how we care for them and how we love them and how we provide them safety and how we tend to them and how we nurture them and how we lead them. And he's like, but the person, like your tiny human is you.
Yep.
And that's where, and so like, I think that has been my biggest, even though, all of these like crazy stresses we're talking about, like, how do I want to feel during that holiday season?
This is your holiday too.
Yeah. And that is like, so getting to that sort of like mirror concept that we were talking about is that, and I'm skipping over in my little outline for us, the shoulds, and we're going to get back to that because I want to, but like, just to give it some positivity here for a sec, besides being like, oh my God, so much. But like this concept of like, these are your 3 to 4 weeks too. And if you were coaching your daughter through this, how would you want her to feel? How would you want her to handle it? Wouldn't you be like, you're doing amazing, girl, just do the Venmo this year. Or like, you know what? You killed it with the teacher gifts. That's amazing. Don't beat yourself up that the shoes are too small and they wore sneakers to the performance. Like, cheer for yourself in the way that you would cheer for the other tiny humans that you care for. And I don't know how we all lost sight of it, but it's just what happens.
Yeah.
And to be able to return back to that, according to Matthew and Drew. Hey, Matthew, what's your last name? We'll find it and put it in the show notes. But yeah, I thought that was profound. And it's even more so than how do you want to feel each day during the holiday season? It's how would you care for a tiny person that, how would you care for someone who you're rooting for during the holiday season and give that to yourself?
Yep.
I feel like that is how you hold up to the mirror and be like, you know what? You look really good in your Spanx leggings.
Yeah, I know.
And that oversized sweater.
Yeah.
Because you just want to go there and eat the 10 cookies and the pieces of pizza. I have a girl's favorite things coming up on Friday.
Yeah.
We always get Dewey's Pizza and we always bring so many desserts and we drink wine. And I'm like, I absolutely am wearing elastic.
100%.
And like a garbage bag on top because I want room to grow.
Room for the cookies.
Yes.
And pockets.
Yes. Oh God. I can make that. I could totally make that. So I don't know. Anyway, I've tangented to a garbage bag. Can anyone else tell that I've stopped taking my ADHD medicine?
You're perfect in every way.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are.
I'm having the time of my life. And honestly, I feel really great.
Good.
But yes, my point being is to give ourselves grace and to just lean into what you can enjoy because it's all there to be enjoyed. And the yes and the yes buts all are very real. Okay. Now I'm going to circle back to the shoulds. Thanks everybody. Here we go. But I was talking to Lauren, our other bestie, and I was saying that the shoulds are kind of the kryptonite to so many things in life. Shoulds and shame, I think, are the two things to bring you straight out of happiness and into sadness, like lickety split.
Yep.
And so I do feel like the holidays are full of so many shoulds. We should do every single thing in Cincinnati available to us to celebrate the holidays. What did you say before when we were hanging out in the kitchen? There's only 18 Christmases. You should enjoy.
You only have 18 Christmases with your kids, which sounds like a real threat.
Yeah, I know. I just got goosebumps and nervous at the same time. Like you should feel nothing but absolute joy. You should, there's just so many shoulds and that
you should be happy every moment of the season.
Yes. Right. And those shoulds, I don't know where they came from, but they're not real. The only thing that is real is what is happening where your feet are.
Yeah.
And how you feel in your body at the moment. And sometimes even your feelings and your thoughts can lie to you. So like check in with where your feet really are and be like, okay, yeah, I do feel really overwhelmed right now. Sit in that for a second and figure out how you want to move forward. But the shoulds of the holidays really, truly, like they should go.
Yeah.
They
really should get out of here. and I'm not even sure exactly how to like move through that, but it could even be, like, well, so my son and I last night were working on mapping out his exam study schedule for the next couple of weeks. And, you know, even maybe doing that as a family exercise of like, what are the things we really want to do?
Yeah.
You know, well, we want to get a tree and we want to make Christmas cookies. And, you know, and when I was doing the schedule with William last night, like we blocked out the days that like are just too busy. Like you have school, you have wrestling, you have, you know, and then you have to go to bed because you get home from wrestling at 9.
Yeah. And also mom has to go to bed.
Yeah. Also, I know 9:30, I turn into a pumpkin.
Same. If you ask me anything, I'll cry.
Yeah, I know. It's like, if you need anything else from me after 9:30, there's gonna be tears.
Yeah.
But you know, and then you can just be realistic about what you can really get done, because to the idea of like, how do you want to feel? Well, I don't want to feel stressed and drained and like I'm running ragged. I want to feel warmth and comfort, and you know, if you can feel a smile, but I just want to feel that kind of joy.
Yep.
And that then means from, you know, like from a strategic perspective, finger quotes, strategic perspective, that means that we can't do everything.
Yep.
So let's prioritize. And when the calendar's full, pencils down and plan in quiet time, you know.
Should our next tattoo be pencils down?
I like that.
All right, let's workshop that.
Okay.
I love this so much because I feel like it gives us the permission. I know what I was going to say. As you were saying that you wanted to feel comfort and warmth and that joy, the joy that I really am discovering and really attaching to is that like peaceful joy. Not the roller coaster. I mean, I do love a roller coaster, but not the roller coaster joy. And I do feel like because the holidays, there are so many big, shiny, sparkly, I'm making hand gestures, everyone.
Yes.
Hand gestures. But like, that's like the fireworks kind of moments. Those are lovely. But what is the real magic of the season is being the mom, you know, watching them, finding their Christmas ornament that is literally a crinkled piece of paper candy cane with their face on it from preschool and being so excited to put it up.
Yes.
That's like that warm, peaceful joy. That's the glimmer moment. Like those are the ones that I'm after. And that truly is like, that can be an undercurrent feeling all day long.
Yeah.
If you look for it.
Yep.
And like, you know, happiness, joy, peace, all of those things need to be sought after. They don't just automatically come, which I think that, again, that was a should that I had to put down. Like I should just feel happy every day. I should feel so much joy during the season. But I really am like into this notion of that. It's more of like that peaceful joy than like I'm chasing these big Instagram worthy moment or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And those are important too, but it's the little things.
It's just that feeling, the energy of your home and your, you know, your people, your team. That's so important. You know, this is, you know, one of the first years where we won't have like a big, like Christmas morning kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you know, that I always loved that when they were little. I thought that was so amazing, so much fun, but like talk about like tears and exhaustion.
Yeah.
And I wasn't being good to myself to deliver that.
Yeah.
And so I think just like what you're saying, like, don't lose sight of how you want to feel all the time to make these big fireworks happen.
Yeah.
Like, and if the fireworks cause all of this pain and angst, then maybe just don't do them.
Just don't do them, or pick one. So like on the years that I have the kids the week before Christmas, we go to Great Wolf Lodge. That just became a new tradition.
So fun.
We just, I still, my body is still holding up strong. I'm first in line for every water slide.
Oh, yeah.
I find it just as much fun. They get these magical wands. I'm like, give me it. I want to try.
Why is it so cold in there though? Can we, Great Wolf Lodge, can we bump it up at least 30 degrees?
Did you hear that? Please turn off the heat. But yeah, like, and so that is like, I make sure that happens the week before. We also, you know, like we like to go to the Festival of Lights. We love to go down to Lexington and see those horse things. But like Great Wolf Lodge is happening come hell or high water, and everything else is gravy.
Yes.
And I love the notion of checking in with the calendar and like sitting down, and instead of what should we do, it's like, what do we want to do?
Yeah.
And then being able, I feel like we could sit with our kids and be like, oh, that feels like too much.
Yeah. Like, and then we're also teaching them executive function and time management skills and how to prioritize and not give everything away.
Yeah. And not feel like you have to do everything. Yeah. I'm really into this. Okay. So I feel like hopefully we've said enough things out loud that with the ands, because we do feel the peace and the magic and the love and the comfort. But yes, all these other feelings are so very real. And we've talked about how to really like sort of reframe a bit and care for ourselves and some of the shoulds that we've got to put down and some ideas for how to do that. But one of the things that you really want to talk about, which I love, is this concept of like holding the mirror up to ourselves to see the magic within us. So like, let's say we had a mirror right now. I'm holding a mirror, everyone. And you could like, I love this concept of like, let's say, you know, one of your friends is standing in front of the mirror. What would you say to her? What is the magic that you see in her that you want her to see?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's so, such an incredible form of love from friends. That is new, still feels a little bit fake, but I'm working on it. I believe you. You're a trustworthy person. You're not just lying to me.
Right. Well, and I've earned it.
And you've earned it.
Yeah.
But being able to hold that mirror up and just to see the magic that we all create for our families, for our friends around us, and just celebrating that because it's really important.
I think it's so important. And like I have found in these high moments of where you just continue to show up at a greater volume, speed, rate, process that I just completely disconnect from my body. I'm like, girl, bye. I'll see you in 3 weeks.
Right?
That's actually 4 or 5.
I was already planning to leave my body on December 24th at 7 p.m.
There I go. Literally, she gone. And so
she's in the running shoes. Like, goodbye.
Oh God, why are they still at my feet? So, but what I have found is like, and I know this sounds really cheesy, but we're just going to do it. It's like standing in front of the mirror and I'm going to pretend that you're standing right there with me. And I'm going to tell you all the amazing things. I'm going to do it in just a second to even get ready to be uncomfortable and sweaty.
I'm so uncomfortable. I'm already sweaty.
Don't sweat in your alphabet sweater.
I
know. Just so you know, quick pause. Yes. We dressed as alphabet. Galinda. Look at my fuzzy sleeves. Lara bought this for me. And our matching manis.
Matching nails.
And the only concern with the headphones was like, could we do hair? Could we do it?
Galinda.
Yeah, Galinda. Yeah, Galinda. It's happening.
I think we can.
Yeah, I think we can too. Okay, so just so you know, that's the kind of energy, in case you couldn't tell, that we were bringing. But it's like to stand in front of the mirror or to imagine yourself standing in front of the mirror and imagine you standing next to your best friend and tell her all the beautiful, amazing things that you see in her, especially during this holiday season, both from inside, warm heart, what you're proud of her for doing and the beauty that you see in her on the outside, and get comfortable in that. And then do yourself the beautiful gift of being able to point those things out for yourself as well.
Say it to yourself.
Say it to yourself.
Put your oxygen mask on first.
That was my oxygen mask.
It was. And it was a really good one.
Thank you.
I think we could next career as flight attendant.
Literally. I'd be like, get it yourself.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. But I do want to be empowered to have the headphone basket to be like, who wants headphones?
I know.
Anyway, tangent. So
oh my God.
But I do like, okay, so I'm going to do it right now.
Okay.
I see that in a incredibly tumultuous time in your life and in co-parenting, which is just incredible timing right in the holiday season.
In the mix.
Where I thought your relationship with your boys couldn't get more beautiful has gone to a level of depth that I didn't even know was humanly possible. The honesty that you have with your boys and the safety that you've created for them and that they've created for you in return in the most appropriate way, like in a way that is so handleable, not a word, but let's go with it for boys. You know, you've not put anything extra on them. You've actually opened them up.
Yeah.
And that is in the middle of the holiday season, which I have goosebumps head to toe. Like you are just like a sorcerer of angel on earth. You have literally already bought all of your teacher gifts. I'm really proud of you. At the end of the show, please tell us everyone what you got them.
I will.
Thank you. Your bangs, they're giving. You look amazing. Adeline would be snaps. She would say these are giving. You also bought double hoops. Your energy, your brightness, your shininess during this holiday season. Every time I see you, it is like a huge oxygen mask on me. I'm like, there's my bright, shiny friend. I'm going to feed off this beautiful energy and hopefully be able to give it right back.
Reflective.
I see this amazing trip that you have planned for your boys, which, by the way, for those who have gotten divorced, you're now paying for this all by yourself and you are crushing it at your job. You are the number one salesperson in the whole entire universe.
Thank you.
And like, so I can just see, and also like your skin looks amazing. Honestly, your outfits that you brought over as options today were all A++++.
I only brought things that were pink and green.
Right. Cause we had a theme. Your hair curls are completely holding. And your eyebrows forever will give me envy. Forever. They're just perfect. They're just perfect. See, and then hopefully you can now go look in the mirror and be like, I see all those things. I see everything from the outside to the inside. And I'm proud of the accomplishments. I can see the things that I have checked off the list and put on the permanent Post-it. Like, and I think that is like, you know, one way that, or just one thing that you and I both feel so critical for this time of year, because we are the magic. And that is such an honor. And it is the greatest gift. And to be able to share it with these beautiful children and our families and our friends, to like reconnect with what is so beautiful about the holiday season and put all those boundaries around, and to just say, here are all the shoulds that I just am wiping right off the table.
Just not going to worry about them.
Not going to worry.
Because guess what? We make the rules.
Yeah. Isn't that so fun about being an adult?
Fun. That's probably the best part.
Favorite part. Absolutely.
Only part I like.
Me too. But yeah. So I think you guys, like, I think this notion of like, look in the mirror, fake or real mirror, but, and honor those things, all the great things about you and that you're doing. You deserve that now this season more than ever.
I think that's so beautiful, Betsy. I want to do you too.
No, I'm not ready to be sweaty.
Well, too bad.
Okay, fine.
If we could be sweaty,
I would sweat together.
We're
Glinda does not sweat. She does not sweat. She does not sweat.
She does not sweat. So, okay, I'm your mirror.
Okay.
And the things that I see are somebody that I didn't even know people like you could exist, because your brightness and your fearlessness to try is unreal.
Thank you.
You are so brave. You're a warrior. You are the biggest cheerleader of anyone.
Thank you.
You know, you have shown me a level of love and confidence that, again, I had no idea this was a real thing. It was the love I was always looking for.
Yep.
And you love everyone that way. And that's incredible.
Thank you.
You're just, I mean, you really are everything. And I look at what you've done with Write Your Own Story and Female Founders. And it's such a gift to see somebody create this life and all of this magic in real time. Like, just, it's everything. You are so loved by your family, those kids, all the mammals, even the reptiles.
They do love me. They sure do.
Really, I mean, and it's because you're stardust. Like, you are just magic. You are, and everyone who knows you can see it. And I think I know that you are getting so good at seeing it in yourself too.
Yeah.
And
getting there.
Everyone should be so lucky to, you know, be able to see you the way that I do.
See, this is what they talk about in adulthood with like that A+ friendship circle. And like, you truly like set the bar for how I deserve to be loved.
Yep.
And that is one of my favorite things about this friendship.
Yeah.
And so if any, like, call your people and be like, I am feeling down and overwhelmed.
Yes.
And because when they're your people during this holiday season, they'll be like, let me just take 5 minutes and tell you how much of a queen you are.
Yeah.
It is perfectly okay to ask for that.
Yes.
That was the pep up talk I didn't know I needed, but I feel like exponentially brighter, shinier, and more peaceful, and just so loved. So thank you.
Yeah. I mean, truly.
You're the best.
You're the best.
You guys, this is why we wear Glenda and Alphabet clothes, twirl our hair, and do all these things. I like don't even know how to keep going because I just want to sit in that forever. But I do, in service of women listening, I do want to encourage you to have moments like that, whether it be with friends or with yourself or with your journal, and focus on how much your kids love you. Oh my God.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things, I shared it with you this morning, was my 13-year-old son.
I also shared it with my 13-year-old son. And
Did
he
you?
loved the list.
Loved this. He and one of his besties made a list. How did he call? What would you title this kind of list?
I would say it's like, what is that when you apply for a job? It's your qualifications.
Yes.
Like
it's like your requirements of basically anyone who's going to date me. And it was just absolutely hilarious and amazing. And he sent it. I woke up to 9 texts from my 13-year-old. He was at his dad's last night. And like, if anyone has a 13-year-old, like you don't get text, you maybe get like a K back or anything like that. And so all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, but it was hilarious stream of all the things. And he's so protective of me and he loves me so much. And like, but he was also hilarious about it. It was just, those moments are all there. You guys just look around for them. Yeah. Okay. Where's my phone in our pile of blankies? Here it is. There's one thing also that I wanted to touch on before we wrap up with some of our very favorite things, to give everyone some ideas and some thought starters for, and some like last minute hustles for this holiday season. But
pencils down on the 15th.
Yep. Pencils down on the 15th, 1000%. It's so like when you find yourself feeling like you're being chased like a bear, or when you find yourself in, which truly in fact kind of disconnects you from your body,
100%.
And you're just out there floating around with your head on a stick. What I think is so magical about women is sort of this notion of feminine energy, right? And we read and talk about this a lot, and we talk about masculine energy. But what I think, and I've done a lot of research on this because I'm just such a curious cat about it. Yeah. And what I have found is when I'm feeling completely disconnected from myself, I try and get back into my feminine energy. And here I keep a note in my phone of like some of the practices that really ground me back in. So I just wanted to share. So some ideas, like what makes you in your feminine energy, that feels so peaceful and true to who you are. Women are highly creative. Even if you're not a crafty girl, do something that makes you feel creative. Maybe that's listening to your favorite song and dancing around or whatever it may be. But if you can connect to your creativity, if you can connect to your empathy, it makes me feel like a superwoman to be able to tell you how much I love you. I love being nurturing. Yeah. So go love on somebody. And I know we do that a lot right now, but if you do it in an intentional way, you're like, yeah, this is my magic. Reconnecting with your intuition, which I know is really hard, but think about something that you know is true. And to be honest, I bet your intuition is going to tell you that you are doing really magical things this season and that you are magic and that you deserve all the love and the peace and the joy. So that, here's the other thing. We all deserve the love, the peace, and the joy. At the end of the day, that's on us.
Yes.
That's on us.
It is.
It's your choice for how you move through this holiday season. All of these stressors that we've like talked and laughed and for reeled about.
Well, they're all shoulds.
They're all shoulds. And they're all, they can be true. All these concerts are true.
We do actually have to go to all this.
Yes. But it is on you to determine how you experience things. That's like how people behave to you, how you interpret that is on you, how you show up to events is on you, what you say yes to and no to is on you. But that puts you in power and control. Yeah. You get to choose and you get to recalibrate minute after minute, or you get to sit in the grief or in the sadness. All of that is your choice. That is another favorite thing about being an adult is that you have so much choice. Yeah. So I love this idea of like sitting for a moment and connecting with your intuition and like what's really happening around you and really getting into that. Yeah. And yeah, those are kind of my favorite ones. But I think, also like being patient. I don't know how to do that. So if anyone figures that out, let me know. But like abstract thinking, I think abstract thinking could be really cool for what's the list of all the holiday things we want to do. Yeah. Like get out of the shoulds and be like, what could be really fun? Like making paper ornaments. I don't know. Or if you hate crafting, throw that idea.
Super fun.
I think it sounds super fun, but you and I live to craft. If you don't think it's fun, throw that idea right in the garbage can. Right. I don't know. Whatever you think is super fun, but be creative about it. Those like abstract, creative, oh my gosh, kind of moments are the ones your kids are going to remember, the ones that you're going to be so connected to for joy. So I think this notion of slowing down, looking in the mirror, connecting back to that sort of intuitive, nurturing, loving, peaceful joy, tapping into that creativity, whatever that means for you. Yeah. Really helps ground us back in our body and get back into our feminine, because we do so much leading during this time of year. So that's what I just kind of wanted to wrap on that.
That's so good.
Okay. Thank you everyone for coming on all these tangents with us too. This has
been a really, I feel a little bit like I picture us like Buddy the Elf on his like magical journey to New York. We're like, and now we're going through the swirly twirly candy cane forest or whatever it is. Like, it's just we've been around.
We've been around. But when I think of like, okay, our intention was say the things out loud, normalize the yes and really encourage women to hold up that mirror and really reconnect with who you are into that magic that is available to you. Yes, and with our tangents, I feel like we've really hit on that. And I think some of my favorite call to actions from this conversation have been say your stuff out loud, whether that to be your best friend, write it down if you don't feel like saying it out loud, but get it out of your body.
Yep.
Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are real.
Yep.
You don't have to have them forever, but get them out.
Yep.
Right.
Get them out, because if they hang out, they turn into shame.
Yes.
And shame is the worst. Sneaky little jerk.
Shame just needs to go up in flames. I think, you had this great idea. Write down 3 things that are for you for this holiday season. What are you so looking forward to? And share those with your children.
Yeah.
And they will help hold you accountable, and they will be so happy and excited for you. I know that to be true. You know that to be true.
100%.
But that's again, putting the power back in all of our hands. That's on you.
Yeah.
That's on you to show up to the favorite things party because you look forward to it every year. That's on you to, I don't know, not go to the favorite things party because you're too tired and like you actually don't look forward to it every year. My point being is whatever your things are, make sure that you identify them and hold yourself accountable.
Yep.
And then the last notion that I really continue to want to hit on is, how do you want to feel each day?
Yes.
How do you want to feel? And each moment of the day, you can get I sometimes have to get really specific. How do you want to feel looking for the pants? I don't want to feel panic. I want to feel like no matter what they wear, it's all going to be fine.
Yes.
And next year I want to feel really proud and confident that I found them on November 1st. The ship has passed this year.
It's not going to happen this year.
So I will be running around being like, where are the pants? But then actually, you know what? This year I choose to laugh while I'm running around freaking out. Because let's not lie, I'm totally going to freak out. But now I can laugh at myself.
Yeah, you're like, I knew this was coming.
Look at me.
I'm basically a sorceress because I saw it in my crystal ball.
I saw it in my little Galinda crystal ball. But yeah, that notion of get it out of your body, pick some things for you, reconnect back to your magic, and really be intentional for how you want to feel and how you want to experience this holiday season, because you really do have more power and control than you think.
Yes. That was you really did it. Thanks. Like, that was amazing. I mean, I just think like 5 years ago, had I listened to this ahead of the holidays, what that would have meant to me.
Oh, I love that.
It's really amazing.
Well, and truly, like, we went around, I was like, I just need you back on the couch again. I need my Lara energy. And you were the one who came up with this concept of holiday magic. And I'm so grateful that you did. It's like, you gave me 75 options and I feel like I'm supposed to be the one to do it. But I was like, what do you want to talk about? And all of them were so good. But this one just really, it holodazzled me.
It holodazzled. Well, and in your true magic, I had like a bunch of like random thoughts. And you immediately were able to identify and then put a strategy around it and framework. And I was like, thank you. Thank you.
And this is why we're best friends.
This is why I was like, I can come up with too many ideas, but execution.
Got you. I got you. I love taking disparate stars and turning them into something magical. Well, they were magic, but turning them into a story.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we quickly, let's just do some of the favorite things in case anyone, because pencils down in 11 days, ladies. Well, actually this will air pretty close to when pencils are down, but if you need any last minutes, tell us about some of your favorites. Is there anything better than when someone asks you where you got something and you're like, Amazon, can you believe it? It's like when someone says, I love your dress, and you get to be like, it has pockets. I love Amazon because I can experiment with trends and activewear and fashion, beauty, and anything else I really want without having to break the bank. If you're like me and you get a little bit sad, okay, maybe more than a little bit sad, when there's no package at the door, then you are my people. Also, I think we might need help. But until then, visit amazon.com/shop/write your own story co, or click the link in the show notes to shop all my faves in fashion, beauty, home decor, organization, and more. These are treasures you're not going to want to miss.
Okay. So the first one, the funniest one, and I don't even, this is not appropriate at all, but I'm sharing it.
I love not appropriate.
So we got a puppy and he's wonderful. But he really has not been potty trained.
He's
at all.
also a puppy, right?
He's also just a brand new little fluff ball. He's a cloud from heaven.
Yes. Who still pees in the house? I have a 3-year-old dog who still gets me every once in a while.
It is the Woolite. Carpet stain remover, and it has like a green scrubby head on it.
Ooh.
So just like favorite things,
yes.
That is at the top of my list. So like as far as putting your oxygen mask on first, like if you're in a situation where everyone was like, don't get a puppy, that's gonna be a lot, and I was like, I got a puppy, and it's gonna stress you out that he is going potty everywhere. Go get this cleaner.
Yes.
Like just do those kinds of, I mean, like, or ask someone of like, what worked well for you. But like if there are things in your life that like are continually stressing you out, like Cooper going on the carpet.
Yep.
This was an amazing product.
I love that. One of my twins just has the absolute ability to stain everything that he wears on his body. I mean, like it's really,
gift.
It's a gift. It's like a level I've never seen before. And that just reminded me there's a Method stain stick that can handle Alex.
Okay. I've never tried that.
I buy them in 3-packs. I'll give you one when you leave.
Okay.
Nothing. I've never seen anything like it. And I feel like, I mean, Tide to Go, forget it. Like nothing can handle Alex and Method every single time.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking in one shirt alone, there was Sharpie and spaghetti sauce. And that's just like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
He brings
that energy.
He does. He glimmers. Okay. So
what a mom thing. Our favorite things are cleaning supplies.
100%. What else we got?
I just want the house to be pulled together.
Yes.
So, but truly like the things, so you were saying, what did you get your teachers?
Yeah.
So Adeline is really into beauty stuff.
Yep.
And so Instagram one day was like, hey, look at all these and I'm really into Trader Joe's. They're like, look at all of these hacks that we have. Like they have dupes at Trader Joe's.
Shut up. Really?
So that really expensive lip mask stuff.
Yes.
That's like $34 or whatever.
Yes.
It is $5.99 or maybe $6.99 at Trader Joe's.
Oh my
God.
God.
Vanilla lip mask.
Oh my God. That sounds amazing.
I bought 10 of those because those are going to like, I mean,
every teacher,
like you need that.
Yeah.
And then, they also had at Trader Joe's over the summer, like this amazing body scrub and, like body, butter.
Duh.
That's like it's like a dupe for whatever that fancy.
Whatever.
Was.
Yeah. Whatever.
So again, it's like $5, but and it's peppermint right now. So, I got those for my, like, I call them my sister wives, my neighbors who are always there.
Yes. You have such a phenomenal group of sister
really,
wives.
I
top
love
tier.
You guys so much. Top tier.
Very
best,
top shelf. Right up there with you.
Right up there
above the uniforms. Above the uniforms, above the Patron.
I know. Truly, these women, they could write a book about them.
The sisterhood.
But so I really love those things. And they, I was talking about this with, with one of my neighbors, and she's like, I always do that for teachers too. Like I get, a couple of like little treat types of things at Trader Joe's. So it's not an extra stop.
Yeah. I love that.
And then just buy like too many of them.
Yep.
Because then you'll have extra for like this morning when I was like, oh my gosh, you're not going to see your English teacher until next year. Like ready to go. Just a little preparation.
Preparation is your theme, and I'm here for it. I'm learning. I really I'm on board, and I'm learning and growing. Also, can everyone hear my stomach growling on this thing?
I'm also starving.
We're so hungry. Okay. Okay. My turn. Okay. This will probably air after the favorite things. But so for my favorite things gift, I was really between, actually for one party, for this group of girls that I'm hanging with out on this Friday, not everyone drinks alcohol. So a lot of times I'll do my favorite book and my favorite wine, which is Avalon wine, which is actually kind of hard to find right now, but it's the Cameron Diaz wine, the red. It's phenomenal.
Fabulous.
It's so good. You never feel hungover the next day. It's such a great taste. I'm literally obsessed. But this year I did my favorite gold hoops that are twirly whirly from Target, the bigger, the better, gold hoop energy. We've talked about this on the show, lady stuff. And then my two most recent favorite books from Abby Jimenez, I believe, is hold on, let's just get right on into my Amazon history and see what these were. But yeah, so I wrapped up 2 books and a pair of gold hoops from Target, and
That is so fun.
I'm feeling really good about it.
That's an amazing favorite things gift.
I am doing, it's Abby Jimenez, and I did Part of Your World and Yours Truly. Those 2 books were absolutely phenomenal. I loved them.
That's awesome.
Let's see, what else is on the favorite things list?
I know, right? I'm like, what do I even like?
I know. Okay. What am I? Oh, okay. One of my friends that was a guest on the show gave me the eye mask that let's look this up in. It's one that you sleep with. It's like the Nod eye mask.
The beans one?
Yes.
I bought that too.
Yes. It's the weighted eye
because
mask.
Of you. That's amazing.
That is absolutely one of my favorite things. And actually, like, Adeline sleeps with one too. Of course she does.
Yeah.
I think I got it from Target, but yes. So that one, the weighted eye mask, is absolutely mission critical. Let's see.
I love, I have a humidifier, air purifier that I've more recently started sleeping with. And I put one in all of our rooms. Just because we have an old house. I feel like it's always dusty. It doesn't seem to matter what I do.
Same.
And I feel like that has really helped. Like, that's something that I just really love. So again, I'm not advocating for giving and gifting appliances to people, but maybe in the oxygen mask theme, you give it to yourself.
Yes. Oh, right. Can moms just go ahead and buy themselves a Christmas gift?
I do.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Let's see. What else am I super excited about? I'm really loving my Element electrolyte drink things that you pour in. Again, not advocating gift giving, but they're really good. And if you ever struggle with blood sugar balance, a lot of it can be related to dehydration, and it makes a massive difference. If you get the shakes from not eating enough, try drinking. And if you also can be related to anxiety, but like drinking your electrolytes without sugar. And it's,
oh my gosh, this is new news.
Pretty game changing.
Element?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
LMNT. My favorite flavor is orange, but you can get a variety pack. Try them out yourself.
Okay.
Sponsored by.
Sponsored by.
I know.
Okay, I'm adding those.
Okay, let's do categories. Okay, favorite makeup products you're using right now.
Okay, I really wish I had. We're gonna have to link this in the show notes. But my favorite makeup product right now is it's twofold. The first is I got this. I have no idea what it's called, but it's in a gray tube, and I got it at Sephora, and it is like a kind of like a BB cream or a CC cream, and I love it. So I will look and see what it is. It starts with an S.
Is it tinted?
It is tinted.
I feel like I have the same one. Okay,
and it starts with an S. Maybe it has like pink letters on it.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll link that.
Yeah, we'll link that. That I think is amazing. The other, oh my God, what was it? The other thing, my other favorite like beauty cosmetic thing right now is just like makeup tutorials on Instagram.
Yes.
So like my favorite thing I've been doing is I totally changed how I contour, and I do that like V shape thing. And then fill in with blush. And I feel like that makes me look so awake and alert. And
okay, let's walk through this.
Okay, so what you do is you take your two,
like you're making a peace sign.
Your peace fingers, and you place the point at kind of like your cheekbone. Okay. So your one finger is going north, right by your eyebrow, and then the other is kind of like wedging back, like more like a cheekbone.
Yeah.
And then you take your contour, whatever that is, whether it's like a stick or like I just have a cream that I kind of like get some on my finger. You draw that V shape.
Yeah.
Following your fingers.
Yeah.
And then match it on the other side. And then you just fill that in with blush, and then you just blend. And it gives you this total like lifted, snatched look.
You honestly look so lifted and so snatched.
I mean, it's really like, thank you, Instagram. And I'm going to go back and look and see which content creator I learned this from, because I was like, holy cow.
That is
it made such a difference. So those are, I was going to say cosmetic wise, like that's where I'm really loving those things.
Oh, I really, really love that. I wish I could remember the brands of my things. I really, 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 really love my lip crayon, and then like the fat oil lip gloss, except I get the cheap one from NYX, or is that how you say it? NY?
Yes.
And something. Yeah. Yep. That is giving me all sorts of good lip energy. And I still love my Drunk Elephant. Goldie drops and bronzy drops for sure. Yep. And that is my favorite on like a low makeup day, because it just gives me a little bit of tint. And I feel like those are great to package up.
Yep.
My favorite, let's do favorite like gift wrapping supplies. So Joy Creative Shop has these amazing bags and stickers that come with it that you can just like, as for teacher gifts, this would be so money. You just literally load it in. They have everything that you could ever possibly need. Everything is sort of like that, like color blocky rainbow vibe. And it's really, but also in like the holiday version, that one's really good. I also like my wrapping paper has to be like a thick wrapping paper. We can't be corners poking through. No. I find Container Store has really good wrapping. Excellent wrapping paper. And then like Paper Source always had good wrapping. If they still have good wrapping, I order it online. Okay. What about you?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
and Target gift bags. Like, let's be clear.
I was going to say Target. Brought to you by Target. Yeah. That was exactly what I got this morning. Got 6 new random rolls of paper.
Love that.
And I just really have been kind of embracing like more of like the bright, colorful, cheerful Christmas decorations. Like everything I have is really like kind of like red and silver and gold, which is really pretty. But this year, I just really wanted it to feel more like me.
Yeah.
Not, and less like what I thought it should look like.
It's nice for that.
So yeah, they had all sorts of really fun. They have all these like really good, like Black owned artist patterns.
Yeah.
Like a whole section at the end. And I mean, I bought 6 rolls because I loved 6 rolls. Like I won't buy wrapping paper if I don't love it, which seems like I'm just trying to do that in my life. Like if I don't really love it, I'm not buying it.
If it's not a hell yes, it's a no.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. So I love that. And then I really love tying my gifts with, like with actual ribbon. So, I ordered some.
Yeah. And I'm a raffia girl. Yes. And I ordered that on Amazon too.
And I'm like, oopsie-doos.
Yeah, I know. With like a little sprig or something. But that's because that's what we love.
Yes,
but I also really love gift bags. I really love gift bags.
Oh yeah. For anything that is like quick and down and dirty. And that was how I wrapped. And I had planned to wrap the teacher gifts like this, like just pretty tissue paper. Tied with like a simple string.
Yep.
And then I also at Trader Joe's, thank you, thought they had these really pretty handmade candy canes. So then I just tied that on.
Beautiful. Like, done and done.
Yeah, done and done.
Magical.
So easy.
So easy.
And something that then the teachers can just recycle or throw away, that it's not like, I don't know. My gift bag is getting out of control because I can't get rid of them, but then I always buy new every single time.
Every single time. I know. You know what? No one's perfect. I forever love giving a candle. I love candles. What else are some of my favorite things to give? I don't know. I feel like, okay, let's see one last favorite thing.
So there's a little shop. One of my favorite things to do is to support, like a woman-owned business, a small business, and double points if it's somebody that I know. Yeah. So like, I haven't done this yet, but I still will, even though I was like, I got all this stuff at Trader Joe's. I love to go to Launch Party down and over the Rhine, right next to Brown Bear. Britt has this incredible curation of all things beauty.
Ooh.
And she has beautiful candles, and like it's just really easy to go like get everything for stockings there.
Yeah. Okay. And can we go together?
I would love that.
I would love that.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, great.
Maybe as soon as we're done here.
Yes. So I think it's like, I love this notion of like finding types of stores you want to support and also knowing that you can't be perfect in that way too. So like Amazon and Target are also totally fine. Trader Joe's totally fine. Whole Foods totally fine. Wherever you currently are, feel free. I love that strategy of just buy extra. Extra. It's always good to have extra.
Yep.
I'm feeling like really warm and fuzzy and peaceful and joyous about this holiday season after this.
Me too.
This has been just an absolute treat.
I love it. I love it so much. This is just, I love being on the sofa.
I mean, Alphaba and Galinda are having the time of our lives.
Blended in.
Oh, you guys. Okay. Well, hopefully that gave everyone just a couple of quick little options to be able to figure out if you're like, oh my gosh, I have to be pencils down by December 15th and I'm running out of ideas, or I've got a favorite things to run to. What am I going to grab? Or boy, I would really love to buy myself something this holiday season because I deserve it. All of these are true. So I highly recommend going to get those. And don't forget, you guys, it is perfectly okay to say things out loud that stress you out and to sit in hard feelings and to honor that. And I would much rather you say it than it getting stuck in your body where you feel like you should be something X, Y, and Z, because here's what we have to say about the shoulds: light them on fire.
Yep. Goodbye.
And I really just don't forget, how magical you are, and to sit and slow down for a moment and to reconnect with that, and to really be intentional about how you want to feel and what you want to experience this holiday season, because you are the grown-up and you get to do things like that. And you are the magic. The magic is in you, not to sound cheesy, but like I'm very woo-woo. The magic is in you.
So true.
So don't disconnect from it, because it's your gift.
Yep. Stay in that body.
Yep. Yeah. I know, right? As long as you can, girls. Yeah. And when you find yourself floating above, just climb right back in. It's warm and cozy in there.
And know that, you can leave your body and you can come back.
Yep, you sure can. Lara, your dream. I know. I will see you in 2 more seconds when we do this again, because you're just so much fun to have on this couch. This is the absolute best. All right, you guys, please share this episode with all your mom friends out there who are feeling a little high strung and a little stressed. Don't forget to love yourself. And thanks everyone for listening. We'll catch you next time. Well, that's the end of this episode, but promise me, you won't stop here with whatever it is you're feeling or dreaming about. I hope you leave today feeling empowered to live life just as you see fit. If this podcast was helpful to you, it would mean the world to me if you could leave a review on whatever platform you're listening on. I genuinely just want to help women live the life they dream about. So if this type of content tracks with you, subscribe to this podcast or visit our website, writeyourownsstory.co, to download digital courses or to grab a journal and a mug to just dream in and dream with. It's your life, lady. Do you. And just remember, I'm rooting for you, and you've totally got this.